You asked for it, and here it is, an entire day with me, working day shift following a 16-8 eating and fasting window. Hey friends, I am so excited about today's video. I'm going to be taking you through my entire day, my entire routine, from waking up in the morning to all the way when I go to bed at night, including the foods that I eat, the snacks that I have, the things that I drink, and how I hit all of my targets for myself throughout the day. So I'm super excited. And again, so this is a day when I'm working day shift, 7 a to 7:30 p, and I'm following a 16-8 fasting window. So we've got a lot to cover, and I'm so excited to take you along for my day. Let's get into it. All right, friend, I am super excited about today. I wanted to give you an example of what a typical day looks like for me when I'm following a 16-8 fasting schedule and working day shift. So in this lesson, we're going to cover what my typical day looks like when I'm following a 16-8 and when I'm working day shift at the hospital. I'll take you from sunrise to bedtime. I'm also going to share how I space my hydration out and how I fit exercise into my day. I'm going to include a typical day of meals, snacks, and desserts that I eat for sustained energy. I start bright and early with a 5 a.m. wake up. I like to set out my workout clothes the night before, so then when I'm half asleep, I can just get changed, zombie walk myself to the other end of the house for my workout. Then from 5:10 to about 5:45, I do a morning workout. At 5:50, I'm headed to the shower and I get ready for my day. I have to be out the door by 6:25 at the latest, otherwise I'll be late. By 6:45 in the morning, I'm clocked in and ready for whatever the day throws at me. So my usual morning hydration, when I'm going to sit down and drink something, I try to tell myself to drink at least 6, if not 8 ounces. And I also have this adorable glass that I carry everywhere with me at home, and it perfectly fits 8 ounces. So I just keep refilling that, and I can know sort of like a mental tally of where I am with my hydration. So I like to have a glass as soon as I wake up in the morning before I work out. I like to drink another glass of water while I'm working out, after I work out, before I jump in the shower, and I drink a glass of water while I'm getting ready for work, putting on makeup, packing my meals, and before I leave the house, I make a cup of either plain green tea or some herbal tea for my morning commute. And then sometime during my morning when I'm at the hospital, I'll usually have about an 8-ounce cup of coffee with a splash of creamer or almond milk. This is definitely dirty fasting, but I pay careful attention with the creamer to make sure I stay below those magical dirty fasting numbers we chatted about. So let's talk about actually breaking the fast. My morning routine in fasting usually will take me till noon or sometimes 1 p.m., and then I start to feel a bit hungry. I like to wait until the afternoon around 1 p.m. before I break my fast. If I have evening plans or a late reservation and I need to shift my eating window a bit later in the day, I'll try to wait until at least 1 p.m. to start eating. Somewhere between noon to 2 p.m., we'll say, I typically have my first meal. Sprouted grain toast with some hummus, a little tomato and avocado on top. I had a side of eggs, and I also had an apple sprinkled with some cinnamon. And for beverages, I usually either have water, sparkling water, or more coffee. I also like to take my vitamins and supplements with my first meal. All right, so what about snacks? And if I get hungry as the day goes by, it's usually around 3 or 5 p.m. And so I'll typically have like a handful of nuts with dried fruit. So pecans, walnuts, cashews, maybe some dried apricots or banana chips, maybe even some pineapple pieces. Just try to be careful with things that include chocolate pieces or butterscotch kisses or something. You want to make sure you keep the sugar content kind of lower. I'll also choose to have maybe cottage cheese with berries or granola mixed in. For drinks, I like to stick with water or sparkling water, but if I'm feeling extra tired, another cup of coffee. So let's talk about my afternoon and evening hydration plan. So drinking water is kind of unpredictable at work, so I try to make sure I fit in as much water as I can. So before I have that first meal, when I'm breaking my fast, I like to have a glass of water. I'll have another glass of water before I eat any snacks, and I refill my water bottle before my commute home. I like to drink water while I'm preparing dinner, and I also occasionally drink a glass of wine. And if I'm having a glass of wine, I make sure I have a glass of water after, and then I'll make sure I have even more water before dessert. So let's talk about that second meal, dinner. So usually for me, I typically eat dinner around 8 p.m., and my eating window will close around 8:30 or 9 p.m., again, just depending on whenever I broke my fast earlier in the day. So for tonight's dinner, I had chickpea pasta and vegetable medley, topped with some soy sauce and a plant-based meatballs. Sometimes I'll do the same dish with some chicken, and I always have a side salad. For beverages, I like to have water or sparkling water, and then I like to take any evening supplements with my dinner. So one of my favorite tips is to meal prep over the weekend or do some meal prepping on your days off to prepare for a busy week ahead. So this will help tremendously with timing and can ensure that you're reaching for something that's super healthy, even if you're too exhausted to cook. And I also like to get a bunch of frozen veggies. While they're not the best nutritionally, they're better than no veggies at all, and frozen vegetables come in handy in a pinch. So stock up on those, and then add them to any dish that you want for a little quick, healthy upgrade. Let's talk about dessert, because yes, I absolutely do eat dessert, and I cannot imagine giving up dessert for the rest of my life. So again, I try to fit this in before my window closes around 9 p.m. And I don't eat dessert every single night, but when I do, here are some options I choose from. Either chocolate peanut butter cups, chocolate covered pretzels, maybe some air popped popcorn. And I like to drink either water or herbal tea with that. Some great like sleepy time teas or like bedtime teas that I like to enjoy. And as I wind down for the evening and get ready for bed, I'm hydrating again, and then I start my progressive muscle relaxation. So there you have it. That's my typical day of 16/8 fasting. So it's just a snapshot of my meals for the day. It's not meant to be a definitive guide, but hopefully it gives you an idea of how I structure my meals for optimal nutrition. And this is a way that I can stay energized. It sustains me through a busy workday. So be sure to always listen to your body's cues about hunger, fullness, and hydration. But hopefully this is helpful for you. All right, so there you have it, an entire day with me when I'm working day shift and I'm following a 16/8 fasting program. I hope that makes sense to you, everything from when I get up and how I hydrate and start my day to how I snack throughout the day when my window is open and all the choices that I make, including through dinner and into the evening when I wind down for my day. So I hope this gave you a little bit of an insight. As always, it is just a guideline. It's just how I was that day, how I was feeling, the things I was eating, the things I had planned to eat. So not every day looks exactly the same, but things look pretty close to this. So hopefully that gives you a great idea of how you can do your 12-hour shifts following a 16/8 daytime fast. Thank you again for watching. I truly, truly appreciate you. If you've been following something similar or a 16/8 fasting window and you've learned anything from the video, or you have anything to add about tips of your own, definitely leave them in the comments below. As always, I truly appreciate you for watching each and every one of these videos. If you like my content, give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. And as always, if you know anyone that might benefit from this information, please feel free to send my video on to them. Have an amazing day. Aww.